Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hatter Show. Again, another milestone on the Hatter Show. It is now episode 170. And in this one, we will be discussing that Bournemouth game. And then obviously a bit of news has come out regarding Everton today. So we'll be getting into our thoughts on that as well. So yeah, like always, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. Hope everyone's cool.
Yep, no, absolutely. Big up to everyone that was waiting. Big up to everyone that's already liked the stream. Much appreciated, including Paul himself. So big up to yourself, mate. But yeah, let's get into it. So, as we know, Bournemouth at home, going into it, with a lot of our remaining home games, we were saying going into it, let's try and get a win, and that sort of thing. As for the lineup, Kaminsky was in goal. Burke did return and was available for this game, like we expected, especially when Rob Edwards come out and said that he could be available. Mengi, Hashioka, Kabore, Doughty, Clark, Barkley, Townsend, Chong, Morris. As for the bench, Berry, Johnson, Krul, Ruddock, Nelson, Fred, Paisold, Shea, Woodrow. Now, like I said on the vlog from home, do make sure you check that out if you haven't already. Absolute limbs. I was moving like you, Dad, on the second goal. Your reaction against Forest with the does it count? But yeah, like I was saying on there, I was surprised that Ruddock didn't start. Just giving, like mentioned in the stream the other day, it could have been his 400th appearance. But then I was thinking he might even come on, and he didn't, surprisingly. So he might get that against Man City potentially coming on or starting, but then again with how Clark performed, in that second half, his first half I don't think he was great. Then you probably go with Clark again. Considering how well he done against Man City last time also. But yeah, other than that, it was probably expected for me. From memory, like I said, Burke there was always in rumours, so I expected him to come back in. So yeah, that was really it. With the options you've got attacking wise, it's probably is going to be them three. Maybe if we had Chio, it'd probably be a different story. It'd probably play ahead of Townsend. But yeah, other than that, it's expected. But yeah, your thoughts when you saw it, Dad?
Yeah, I wanted Bert to go back in. Interesting to see that Hashioka started, considering the previous game he had against them, but actually done all right. And yeah, Chong back as well. Expected him to start. I knew that Doughty was probably going to be fine as well. So yeah, they said in Pelly, maybe. I don't think he had the greatest games against who was it? Arsenal, sorry. But yeah, I don't know if he'll start against Man City. We will see. It will obviously get that.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I just want him to get a goal, But
oh yeah.
As we expected.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to the game, obviously the first half now is one of them where Bournemouth are having loads of close opportunities. They hit the woodwork a few times. Free kick from Tavernier weren't far away at all. Kaminsky was he would have, if that was a bit more, towards the right, then he'd probably been beaten. Let's be honest, even though we know how good Kaminsky's been this season. Then they hit the post, Cliver, and they were just having chances upon chances, and we were like, "Well, what is going on?" And it was a bit annoying because every time they went forward, there was always gaps in between for them to get in behind and get space into, and it's frustrating because they looked dangerous, but it wasn't because there was so much of a threat. In my opinion, it's because they were given we were given a lot of space to them, and it was quite frustrating. To be honest. And then, another big chance they had was from a corner. Kaminsky, yet again, good save. And yeah, they were just having chances upon chances, and there weren't really, from memory, a half decent chance that we had. We didn't even have a shot on target, in the first half. So pretty poor, really, in the first half. If it wasn't for that Kaminsky save, like I say, and then moments where we're getting caught out wide, and they're getting into space. Then it could have been a bit of a different start, and it could have been one of the starts that we've seen a lot this season in the sense of the teams getting early goals, and then we have to sort of come back. But lucky enough, it wasn't like that in that first half. But what did you make of the first half, though?
Yeah, we were like, I don't know if it was a bit of nerves or what, but they were catching us out consistently. Clark in particular was playing shit passes. We are lucky that they weren't one, at least maybe even two. And it was frustrating. Weren't terrible, but they just weren't going at it. And like I say, they got to control these games now. I think there's more in the back of their minds. You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, 0-0 at half time weren't too bad. But it was just not having any shots and that was pretty frustrating.
Yeah, and it's like
we are missing players and stuff, but we were just a little bit lucky to be 0-0 at half time. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And then moving on to the second half, whatever Rob Edwards said to him, it definitely worked. Morris was really good in this game, really influential in this game, and he was having his chances. The first one, that he had was that save across the ground from Neto. Very unlucky from Morris, man. It was a good save. And then, we were having the chances. You thought, all right, we might go 1-0 up here. We didn't. They went 1-0 up. Tavernier, good goal. If I'm going to be honest, it was a good goal. Good finish. Again, Kaminsky had no chance. How many times have I said that? It's pretty much every goal I say that this season because he didn't there. It was a good strike. But again, it was frustrating because we were playing much better, at the start of that second half. And obviously throughout. But at that moment, it was frustrating when they got that goal. You're thinking at that point, best we might get is a draw, just because of how the games have gone this season. When we've gone 1-0 down, you look at the last game at home, which was Forest, and obviously how that ended up. You was maybe thinking the same sort of thing here. Best thing we'll probably get is a draw, just to say how it's been. But what did you make of their goal?
He was on smoke, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that free kick, like I say, he had in the first half as well.
Maybe say let him have the chances, but we're thinking, he's outside the box now. Like Premier League, man, and it was a good finish. But obviously, our Morris chance before that was won by Barkley, I think, because they sort of panicked at the back a little bit. I mean, as soon as we started going at their defence more, then they started messing up. And that was a great shot by Cole. I was so lucky. Great, good save. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then, again, Morris had another close opportunity. Another one. He hit the post here. Now, this one was very unlucky, because it was on the turn. And I thought it was finding its way into the bottom left. We were both like, oh, God, how close is he going to get? He was very unlucky, in this game. Then Clark had a rebound, shot blocked. Like I said, and like you said, that the passing from him in the first half weren't great. From Clark, there was, I could name about 3-4 times he gave away the ball and it weren't good enough. But the second half, he proper stepped up, as we all know. He obviously was a massive part of the goal, which I'm going to get into now. The first one, he made that run. Then the ball went away from him a little bit, and then Berry was absolutely superb when he come on in this game. All the subs were, if we're going to be honest, in my opinion. And obviously, he was a massive part of blocking that for Clark to actually get the shot away. And it was a great goal by Clark. He's deserved it. There was that game where he was slightly off and didn't quite get that Premier League goal, but he's finally got that Premier League goal. It's good to see. Of course, very happy for him. And like I say, massively stepped up in the second half. Good finish, and massive shout out to Berry for just getting stuck in and just, if that block never happens by Berry, Clark never even gets that shot away. So, yeah, absolutely brilliant equaliser, wasn't it, Dad?
Yeah, it's good run from him. You know, that's what we like to see from Clark. That's what we used to see from him. You know, he sort of tried to lay it off to Berry. It sort of got deflected a bit, but still ended up that Berry seems to be able to get on certain things like that. You know, and was like trying to play it again through to Clark anyway, and it got a little bit lucky with it. But you know, right place, right time. You know, but great assist really, and you know the finish was excellent. It's been under a lot. Other players might have smashed up over the bar or whatever. You know, and you go on about, well, you know, there's been talk about, oh, Woodrow's the best finisher at the club and that. I don't know, you know, I don't know. Some of the goals this season that Clark scored, like every scored actually, has been proper quality. But but to be fair, Morris is looking better and better as well. But yeah, we definitely deserve that equaliser, definitely. And then once the crowd's up, you know, because sometimes, you know, the crowd's got to be on it. But when the crowd's nervous, you're in a relegation battle. You know, you have to get them up as well. And they did. And that's from then on, I thought, yeah, we could, you know, we'd have to take a point if we do. But the way we were playing, I thought, we can do this.
Yeah. No, I agree. As much as I was saying what I was saying at 1-0, you know, I was thinking, do you know what? We've got loads of time. And I was saying it to you, wasn't I, Dad? I was saying we've got loads of time. So I actually think this could be the game that we actually end up winning. And obviously it was to be. Again, like I say, all the subs impactful. You know, Woodrow, you know, what a cross. And I didn't want to say it. But I had the feeling when he crossed that in, I was thinking, do you know what? This is something special that's going to happen here. I was going to say it, but I didn't want to just in case, you know, jinxed it or whatever, you know. But Morris was there. Great finish by Morris. You know, side-footed finish. You know, and like you say, Dad, he's improving. And I've said it, you know, especially if stuff like his control. You know, look at the way when you know balls are played up towards him, the way he controls it down. You know, sometimes absolutely phenomenal. You know, like I say, for me, Elijah's taught him one or two things. And yeah, you go back to what you said about Clark as well. You know, about finishing. Oh, to be honest, I agree. You know, even look at his goal in the playoff final, for example. You know, to do it in a game of that magnitude, you know, roof of the net. You never know. Clark could be the best finisher. You know, obviously Woodrow is good at his placement when it does pull off. You know, most of the time, but I don't know. Like every goal Clark scored, has been sick. You know what I mean? Like this season. So yeah, but yeah, great goal. Absolute scenes. You know, I weren't sure if it counted at first, just because you know how football is nowadays. You can't really celebrate, you know, because you don't really know with VAR and all that. But saying that, no VAR used at all in this game, which is weird to see in a Premier League fixture. But for me, it was good to see. You know, and yeah, it was a great goal and absolute limbs, wasn't it, Dad?
Yeah, excellent cross. You know, we need Woodrow to be doing small stuff like that. I know he got equalised and things like that, but that was, you know, that was real quality. And yeah, there was a slight pause. Even with Rob Edwards, I see him do it as well. Because the last man as well. So you always thought potentially be offside. You know, this is how it's gone for us a little bit this season. But yeah, like there's no way it's missing that. Just perfect control. And then from then, yeah, we've got a hold on, but there was I knew we would, you know, and that's the first time we've come from behind. Which is ironic, you know, one of the only teams to, you know, go 3-0 up and then lose 4-3, but then it's our first time that we've come from behind this season to win against the team that done us. So yeah, absolutely spot on. Right, that will help. That's going to be such a massive boost. Now, yeah, Man City next. We know about that. We wouldn't have expected to win that at any point in the season, even with the full squad, really. So we got to kind of just miss that, try and keep it down, just keep the confidence up, you know, stuff like that, and then on to Brentford, yeah. But yeah, quality finish, deserved that goal. It could have had a hat trick, to be fair. And yeah, the subs really, you know, impacted. I think it was also said that Rob Edwards before the game, he doesn't normally say it, but he's like, this is a must-win game. You know, and he doesn't normally say that. You know, it won't be. It's not. It ain't just. There's a lot more to come. You know, we don't want to be. We're gonna be relying on other teams dropping points and stuff. Even if we are doing our bit and winning, you know, but we can't. In my opinion, we can't really afford to drop any points at home now. They all must win, and if we can get anything away, that's a bonus. But it might counteract. You know, might get a surprise win. You never know. Wolves there, West Ham there. You never know. But we need to be winning our own games. That's it. Point blank. We need to make them count. That's it. They are cup finals. That's what, you know. We've got that opportunity. What everyone was saying initially, to see tight ground, atmosphere, that's got to be used. That just has to be used to the advantage. Now we know we can do it. So yeah, but yeah, really pleased with that. Pleased with for Morris, definitely.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. You know, he could have had a hat trick, like I said. You know, before his goal, he was very unlucky in the game, and yeah, obviously, I've said the same thing over the last couple of hat shows. You know, we need to show what Kenilworth Road was. You know, what we thought it'd be about. You know, in these remaining games, especially with the teams that we actually do have. You know, yeah, all right. Some people say Brentford will probably be all right, but again, they are near it. You know, and obviously Everton, you know, are a team that are in that mix for that last team to go down. So yeah, we need to make the most of them, you know, especially when you look at a game like Everton, for example, we beat them twice already, you know, so we can do it, you know, and this time we're at home as well. So more of an advantage, you would say, there. But yeah, let's go through some comments. A lot of people inside tonight, so big up to yourselves. Big up to Chris, he says, big up lads, hope you're well. Yeah, we're good, thanks, mate, hope you're well. Big up to Stephen as well. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. Obviously, when he come in, you know, he was meant to be more of a right-sided player. You know, obviously a right back, right wing back, and a right mid. So we know he's set to and meant to be better on that right. But yeah, no, he did. And to be fair, since that Bournemouth game, I've said it myself, he's looked a lot more composed in games, you know. And obviously, as we know, he's still got to adapt to English football. But you know, since that Bournemouth game, it's been much better, you know, in my opinion. Chris says, was game of two halves for me. Bournemouth had the first half, but Luton were better in the second half. Good finishes for Luton goals. Great cross from Woodrow for winner. Yep, no, exactly. Totally agree with that. So, yeah, there we go. Massive win for you lot. Only tied on points now. Forest goal difference is coming down to all to play for. Yep, no, 100%. Obviously, Tottenham, a good win yesterday. Tottenham are a weird team, man. First half, they're shocking. But the second half, they turn up this year. It's weird. Well, especially recently, anyway. I'm glad they won that in the end. Obviously, did keep my eye out on that, of course. Big up to Mile High Hotspur. He says, sup, bro. Hope you're well. Big up to the chat. Big up to yourself, mate. I'm all good. Hope you're well. Big up to Hanno as well. Big up to Awace. He says, could hear two massive roars from my house from the game on Saturday when Luton had scored last few minutes. Atmosphere was so loud. Yep, no, it sounded it, you know, and it was limbs. Even watching the highlights, the first goal, the roar then was absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, it's quite ironic because it's against Bournemouth that happens quite a lot. Like the atmosphere is even like more obviously, even more louder. Obviously, I remember with that 3-2. Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. So yeah, there we go with that. No, not for me because Woodrow's more of an impact player, and Morris is still that one with Elijah out. You know, Morris is still that one where you got to play him. You know, for me instead of Elijah. Sorry, when Elijah's not available instead of Woodrow, I meant to say. And yeah, Woodrow is more of an impact player. It's like Stephen says, he's more of an impact player. You know, and you know you've seen that in games where he comes on. Sometimes when he starts, he's not really doing much either, in my opinion. So yeah. Yeah, big up to Kenny in the chat. I know you have put some other comments, mate. I'll start them for later because there's stuff to do with later. But he put Luton will stay up. I reckon there's enough points at home you'll get. Plus, I don't think you'll lose all your away games. No, I don't think we will either. you know, if I'm going to be honest, what are they? I'm trying to think of them now. City, all right, yeah, we know how that's probably going to go. Wolves away. I mean, since they lost to Coventry, they've been all over the place. So you know, I agree there. We could get at least a draw there, personally. And then the West Ham one's interesting because it depends if they progress in Europe for me, but they've got Leverkusen, so I don't know, man. But what I mean is, if they do progress, then they might rotate a little bit more, you know, because I think round about then it's the semis when we play 'em. So it's all interesting, but yeah, I don't think we'll lose them all. No, not at all. There'll be at least one where we'll get at least a draw, I reckon. And I think is that all of the away games? I think
Yeah,
it
I think,
is remaining. Yeah, there's a home ones: Brentford. Is it Brentford, Fulham, and Everton? I think that's actually it, isn't it? That's mad. That's actually mad. There's not a lot of games left at all when you proper think about it. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, but dear. Let's get into the player ratings. So Kaminsky, like I say, couldn't have done much about the goal. Done that save in the first half, and yeah, I thought it was a decent performance from him again. So Kaminsky, I'm going to go. I won't go too high. I'll go 6.5.
yeah, 6.5. Couldn't that free kick was going in as well. Had him scrambling. That was, he couldn't do anything about that. Good save preventing from Hashioka from scoring another own goal. Would have been unlucky, to be fair. And then obviously second half didn't have major amounts to do. Distribution again good, like coming out, being aware and stuff like that. Which was good, usual, but not exceptional. But again, he's not having to make them saves as much as he was before. Like, he will be against Man City, I'm sure. But 6.5.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. 7.5 for Kaminsky, says Paul. And Stephen's gone with 7, so good saves. Yep. And then moving on, we'll go over to Hashioka. Like I said, he's looking a lot more composed, since that previous Bournemouth game. And yeah, like Stephen said, he's good in that right wing back role, and he's still got a lot to learn, like I say, but it's good performance. So for him, I'm going to go have another 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. He was more really concentrating in this game, looking to pay forward passes when he could, and yeah, defensively, just cool, like where he needed to be. So yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, Stephen's gone with a 7. Paul's gone with a 7.5. And then moving on, we'll go over to Mengi. What a performance again! There was 2 scares. He had in this game as well, where you thought he'd have to come off. Lucky enough, he didn't. And apparently, he did an interview after the game. I haven't actually managed to watch it, but apparently, he said basically he was feeling it, but he'll die for the 3 points essentially. So we love to hear stuff like that. What a guy he is, warrior. Is what I call him. Just what a player. Honestly, what a player. At that age, same age as me, he's doing that in the Premier League. It's just absolutely phenomenal. The tackles he puts in, the way he puts himself there, getting the ball. There's even a moment where I can't remember what Bournemouth player it was, but he sort of got them out of the way. What he done to Haaland in the FA Cup. But yeah, no, he's just a warrior, man. It's just what a player he is. Honestly. So for me, I say he could be up there for man of the match. He's not quite mine, but he could definitely be up there. So for me, do you know what? I'm going quite high for him. I'm going with an 8.
I'll give him 7.5. Another excellent performance. Was worrying when we thought he might have to come off. But yeah, he's so mature and so just strong for his age and that. Carries on playing like that. We said before, hopefully we can keep hold of him. But he's like Al Van Dijk, mate. I'm telling you, if he can start, he's scored a couple of goals already. But if he can do that more and just play them passes a bit like combine like Burke does or Osho does. Add that a bit more to his game as well. Don't forget he's still young and he's going to be an immense player. I think he'll definitely end up playing for England. People saying why Man you let him go, but it's hard to get through into them teams, isn't it? And they've got players like, with egos and that. Maguire refusing to go. Remember at the beginning of the season, who knows? It's our game, So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah. Mingy 8 says Paul. Stephen says Mingy, my hero, the unit. He would die for the cause. Yeah, exactly. Close to man of the match. 7.9. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough there. And then moving on, we'll go over to Burke. Again, I thought it was decent performance from him. In this game. You know, it was just one of them. Obviously, in my opinion, out of the back three, Mengi was obviously the standout, but Burke was still decent in this game. It's good to see him back as well. So, yeah, for me, I'll go with another 6.5.
I'll give him 7. I think he was playing out. I think he's playing in Bell's position. And the last time he done that, he weren't great.
Yeah, against Burnley.
Just neat and tidy. I think he'd come off and he got injured in the previous game, obviously. So for him to come in and then get in a different position and stuff, I thought he was all right. So I'm gonna give him 7.
Yeah. Well, in the game, it seemed like he chopped and changed a little bit. It seemed like he was on that left. Then it seemed like he moved to the middle. And maybe he moves to the left.
They were covering each other and stuff, but
yeah,
starting position.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, yeah, 7.5 says Paul. Stephen's gone with a 7. It says simple, no problems. Yeah, exactly. And then moving on we'll go over to Doughty. Again, it's decent performance on that left-hand side. He's played a lot of games, as we all know. And it is going to be interesting, to see what happens against Man City, because obviously there's no Kabore. Will he maybe? I don't think he will, but there's that option to maybe put Doughty to the right, and then you could put someone else on the left potentially. Might even chop and change. You never know. But yeah, I thought he was still decent in this game. So for me, obviously he laid it off to Woodrow for that cross as well. So for me, I'm going to go. I'll go with 7 for Doughty.
I'll give him 6.5. I think he's, they was worried that he was probably starting with a little knock as well. He's definitely played so many games. I think his delivery and stuff like that at the beginning of the season, was obviously excellent. But I think that's petering off a little bit now. You know what I mean? I don't remember the last time he got like a proper assist and stuff, or even some of his corners and that into the crosses and that ain't as dangerous as they were before. Maybe a bit of that's down to because the teams are working out how to defend against it, etc. Maybe we need to start trying other things, But yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Doughty 7 says Paul. Stephen says look fresh and fit 7. Yeah, fair enough. 7, 6.5s. That's fair enough. And then moving on to we'll go over to the other side. Kabore, my man of the match. His tackles was absolutely brilliant in this game. He has massively stepped up. Since that Aston Villa game. The 3-2 defeat. He's massively stepped up. He's consistently up there for man of the match for me. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. He's getting stuck in. His tackles have been really good. And I've always said that. Even before, in my opinion, when he weren't as good. His tackling and his stuff like that was sliding blocks and stuff like that were really good. It was just his awareness which caught him off guard at times, but he's massively stepped up. He is going to be a big miss. In that Man City game. Got to be honest. On that right hand side. But yeah, really good again in the game against Bournemouth. So yeah, for me, like I say, he is my man of the match. So based on that, I'm going to go over 8.5. Really impressed with him.
Yeah, I thought defensively he's really stepped up because that was a big problem, wasn't it? And when he's getting blocks in, headers away, and that he's quite heavily involved now. And yeah, it will be interesting. Maybe it's good to have a little bit of a rest there, and then be fresh anyway for the Brentford game. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I'll say he was just being a lot more involved and effective in these games. So yeah, he's doing well. He's doing well. Paul has gone with 8.5 as well, same as me. Kabore, best game yet. Yeah, I'd agree with that as well, says Stephen. Slide tackles, blocks, getting forward and back out of position as well. Manner of match, 8.2. Yeah, exactly. We're on the same wavelength there. And then moving on to the midfield, we will start off with Barkley. Again, I thought, his general play, like it is when he holds up the ball, he takes it past players was absolutely phenomenal. There's a moment where there's two Bournemouth players done them both. His shooting weren't as great. I thought he'd maybe score in this game. His shooting was quite, for his standard P rollers, and they weren't great. But other than that, I thought he was good in the game. His passing, way he takes on players, holds up the ball, stuff like that. So for me, I'll go for 7 for Barkley.
I'll give him 7.5. Thought he's pretty decent. Involved in that first shot that Morris had, and he's just doing his usual. And like I said, taking it past players, looking for good options, passes, and a couple of times lost the ball, but generally he was pretty decent. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Paul has gone for a 7.5 as well. Stephen says Barkley better than versus Gooners and get players involved with his passes. Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to Clark. Again, obviously he got man of the match at the stadium. Like I say, the only thing holding me back from giving it to him is that first half. His first half went great, like I say, losing the ball quite a lot, 3-4 times, I can remember from somewhere. But second half, massively stepped up. Obviously got that goal. The run was there as well. Very great block. And then obviously it led to him. Great finish. Glad that he's got his first Premier League goal. Like I said earlier, he's deserved it. And yeah, you probably would start him against Man City, because how good he was against them last time. And, he scored in this game. So, yeah, Clark for me, I'll go because his first half, in my opinion, won't go. I'm going to go over 7.
I'll give him 7.5. The finish was really good. Obviously, the run, sometimes players got to step up and do something, because if he didn't do that, he probably would have been the worst rated, because the first half, it was terrible. Anyone did see that. Given, we're lucky. It just kept playing it back, and that's what it kept doing. We should be learning that we can't do that. And in the Premier League. And maybe he's just got to learn that, because he hasn't started a lot of games this season, to be fair. He's been injured and stuff. So in that respect, he's got the ability, but them's kind of decisions and that can't be doing that. Not in a relegation battle. But second half, he was like a completely different player. So the Clark we know, basically. So 7.5.
Yeah, again, Paul's on the same wavelength as you. He's gone with 7.5. Stephen says Clark world transformation after half time. Well done on first Premier League goal. 7. Yeah, no, exactly. And then moving on, we'll go over to Townsend. We'll start off with Townsend. Obviously, it's good to see, he come out, obviously, with his kids. That was a good moment to see. His game, his performance, it was okay. I don't know what it is. He's not, obviously, his crosses in that is good, as we know, but I don't know, he's just not being, in my opinion, not being as effective as he can be, in my opinion. Like, he's still doing bits, still, getting on the ball and making stuff happen on the right. I don't know, is it maybe he's not fully still, up to fitness fully? Maybe, because even like when Chio was available, he was continuously starting over him. So I don't know what it is, but he was still decent, but yeah, I'm going to go for 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. I can see why he got substituted. He was trying like tricks, and he was losing the ball a bit easy. I don't know if he's trying too hard, because I'm sure his kids have been to other games, but do you know what I mean? Like, just he just weren't as effective.
There was even a backheel pass he done, wasn't it? And that's frustrating.
Yeah, and things like that. no, it weren't the best performance from him. Maybe that's what he's been, that's why he's been on the bench, like things like that in training. I don't know, do you know what I mean? But I don't know if I'd start him against Man City or not. I mean, he might have too much choice, to be fair. But yeah, he can't be doing he needs to just play the right pass. Don't be trying to flick it on to whoever I like. Trying to just get these short passes and that when there's better options and that, weren't his best performance. So 6.1.
Yeah. Paul's gone with the same again, 6.5. Stephen says Townsend, not sure if he is a natural starter or now just an impact player. He was average 6.5. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's one of them, even when Chio was available, it's continuously starting over him, and obviously it worked in certain games. Obviously I know we lost the Liverpool game, but again, you'd expect to lose at Anfield. But you look at that, what I mean is Chio got the goal, didn't he? So I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's more of an impact player. Look at the Forest game when we drew 2-2. It's a massive part of that when he come on. What other game was it? Palace game. He didn't start that game either, did he? And obviously he got the cross for the Woodrow goal. So maybe he could be, to be honest. And then moving on to Chong. Again, he was trying like we know he does. But yeah, it's one of them. You'd still start him, because of the options as it is. But yeah, I don't know what it is. He's still playing decent, but yeah, for me, I'm going to go another 6.5.
I'll give him a 7. I thought he does still get knocked off the ball a little bit too easy. That will probably change, but I think he was probably carrying.
Could very well be, yeah.
And I think that's all it was. But the previous games he's been heavily involved with goals and assists and things like that. So I'm not going to be too harsh on him. But I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Paul's gone with a 6.5 as well, same as me. And Stephen says 7 as well. And then moving on to Morris. Obviously, very unlucky before his goal. Like you said, Duddy could have had a hat trick. And yeah, very good in this game. Like I say, again, he could be up there for man of the match. Could be certain people's man of the matches, because he was really good in this game. Great finish. And he deserved to score. He deserved to score. You could see what it meant to him as well when he got that goal as well. Has the armband, and he's doing well. He's doing well, and hopefully, he continues this now. Obviously, he's now level with Elijah on goals in the Premier League. So yeah, shout out to Morris. As for his rating, like I say, he's up there. So for me, I'm gonna go over 8.
I'm gonna give him 8. He is my man of the match. Them shots works. He was, trying his best to score. Obviously got the goal, but even his hold up play and his touches and that and his layoffs and that were really, really good in this game. He didn't get fouled as much either. And just probably his best game as a captain. And we know away he struggles a little bit, but that's because the way we play. We need, we do need Elijah in them away games, things like that. But at home, he really stepped up and he's my man of the match. So yeah, 8.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I say, he's close to it for me. Then moving on to subs, we made 3. Like I say, they're all impactful. Fred, for me, you have to give a lot of credit to Fred because the games he's come in, Tottenham away, Arsenal away, and now this game, which is obviously still a difficult game, and he's done well. Done well. Literally, when he come on, him and Berry come on at the same time. They're nearly part of a goal already. It's crazy. He's really good on that right hand side of felt. I think if his passing's a little bit more on it, he puts a little bit more on it, a lot of them passes would have worked out. The only one that I thought was very unlucky was the Chong one, where he passed it to Chong. That was a great pass, that. And yeah, he's quite impactful on that right hand side, and like I say, with Kabore being out, you probably do start him, against Man City, or you at least, bring him on, definitely. It's probably a flick up or toss up between him and Hashioka, isn't it? Probably on that right side.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, obviously as the week goes on, we'll find out team news and that, and hopefully we'll have a few more back. At least one or two, hopefully. But we'll see. But yeah, I thought he was really impactful in this game. Again, I'll probably just link him in with Berry, because like I say, they come on at the same time. So yeah, for me, I'm gonna go. I'll say obviously Berry done that really good block as well, which led to the Clark goal. So for me, do you know what? Both of them are going to get a 7 from me.
I agree. I think the thing that Fred gets in really good positions. He is good at taking it past players, and there was a couple of passes that if he'd have laid them off a bit more like Premier League quality, then we would have scored. And I think there was one where the ball was going to a player behind him and he headed it instead. So just them things, but it can't be harsh on him because he's like come out of nowhere and.
Yeah, exactly. Weren't even expected to be in the Prem team.
If it's starting Kabore's position, I think Ashioka probably, like you say, might do, and then maybe even start him instead of Townsend. But
good show.
A quick note on that as well. I did see Potts was in training, so maybe you never know. Like he could start. He hasn't started yet he ain't got his Premier League ball like a lot of the other.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he needs to get that, man.
Yeah. So at least come on maybe if he's fit against City to get that, But yeah, both of them 7 definitely worked hard, and that's where the togetherness that we've built up over the years works.
Yeah.
With players, because some players were like, well, I ain't getting in the team, like other teams, Sheffield United players, Burnley players, and things like that. They haven't got that fight like that. Because I've built it up over the years, and we've got to consistently try and keep that up every time we recruit someone, and just keep that, because that's what keeps you challenging for things. So yeah, both of them are 7.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Very impactful. And then moving on to Woodrow, last sub, obviously come on with 10 minutes to go. We was having a little bit of banter, Dad. I was saying to you, what? He could score that goal. He could score that goal just because we know he loves a late goal. But obviously he's part of that. The cross. I just had a feeling. I don't know, just the way we were going at him. I had a feeling he'd be impactful because we know what he's like when he comes on. What a cross! What a cross that was to Morris. Great finish by Morris, like I said. So yeah, for me, I'm going to go with the same as the others for Woodrow, which is a 7.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. Like, this is what Doughty hasn't really been doing much, and he was passing it in between, like he didn't want to. Do you know what I mean, or whatever? He's lost his. I don't know what it is, but Woodrow's like, fuck it, I'm gonna swing it in there to one mate Colton, and yeah, perfect goal. And he was more impactful in this game when he come on. So he made, I think, one maybe sloppy pass, but he was. He was chasing the ball. He was proper going for it, and that's what we need. And that's what the manager obviously gets out of them. And if we can sort of be like that for the rest of the season, then we know we're going to fight anyway. We knew it'd happen. So they've all got to come on and make an impact. And again, that's why you got to shout out to Fred, because he is. He's not looking like lost and that. Maybe the first game, last when he come on had 15 minutes, but we didn't really see much of that. I don't think he had much of the ball then. But it was Tottenham. So yeah, 7. Maybe if he was on the pitch a bit longer and might get a bit higher, but yeah, 7.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So there you go. That now means who was it? Morris and Kabore on 4 votes on our thing, Dad. Obviously, Barkley's still ahead with 7. Chong is second with 6. So yeah, they're all joint. Yeah, they're joint third. So Morris, Kabore, Lakonga, and Mengi are all on joint third in our thing. As for the points, Dad, you're getting even closer. Obviously, I said a 1-1 draw, so I didn't get nothing. You said 3-2, so you got the outcome right. 1 goal deficit as well. So getting even closer in these closing stages of the season, Dad. You might come back. But yeah, that's how it is as it stands when it comes to that. So yeah, that is that. So overall, good win. We needed to get a result really. We need to show what Kenilworth Road is about. Like I say, in these remaining home games, good opportunity to do it. Against the teams that are around us. For me. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts on it, Dad. Anything else you want to say on the Bournemouth game?
Yeah, it was kind of a must win, and we stepped up and done it, and we just got to hope that we can get some of these players back, important players back, to give us them extra options and that, because that's going to be a bit key, even if it's one or two.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care if it's Potts.
No, I want it to be a Premier League thing, man. He has been with us, part of that rise.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he was one of them vital players that scored the penalty.
Yeah, he's got something to contribute. He could come up and score a goal for us. Lokonga, definitely. We know that Elijah and Nakamba probably won't play again. Even though I'd like to see Elijah come back, even if it's for the last game, relegated or not, or whatever. If we're not, yeah, that could be
against Fulham as well, his former club.
And then maybe like Osho. We are missing him a little bit. Let's be honest. So yeah, and not get any more. That's the thing. I mean, we've been so unlucky with injuries. We can't. Like I said before, touch wood, like no Barkley getting injured, no Kaminsky getting injured. If that happens, we're really going to struggle, I think, because you will miss Barkley in midfield 100%.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, next game 3-8. Sorry, just don't get any injuries and just try and restrict them to at least the goal difference, basically. So we've got to try and take care of. But football, freaky things happen. I can't see it, but you never know. Like, you need like a red card, keeper sent off, penalty. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, something like that. Like, controversy, but can't see it. Man City going for the title. There's no chance really that they're gonna slip up against us. So
it's like you said earlier. Even whatever stage of the season, this is a game we'd have looked at and went, which it's just one of them. But obviously we'll get more into that. Obviously on Friday. But big up to Steve. Obviously a West Ham fan, as you could see. He says, good win for you boys. Yep, no, absolutely was. A good win for West Ham as well. Away at Wolves. Ward Prowse's goal, by the way. Don't know if you saw that, Dad.
no,
Scored directly from. I know he has the capabilities to do it, but he literally just scored directly from a corner. No deflections, nothing. It's crazy how he can do that, to be honest. Huge if true. Apparently, according to Stephen, he's meant to be back for Brentford.
Yeah, that would be massive.
That would be massive. Yeah, no, I've seen that. I'll see that on the Twitter earlier. So yeah, when injuries happens, badly affected it, but I've seen Luton badly affected by it. I have sympathy for them. As for big clubs crying about it, they need to grow up. Yeah, I know. It's like when a lot of people talk about Newcastle, for example. It's like, come on, man. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not, no, absolutely. Anderson on grass, yeah. Again, I see his Instagram a lot, and I see him repping the Luton training stuff, even when he was out in Denmark. So, yeah, no, that'll be good when he's eventually back. But again, I think that'll probably be a while. But yeah, that's that. And then moving on to other news has come out today regarding Everton. Now, they've got deducted 2 points. 2 points. I thought it was bad enough when Forest got 4. I was thinking, what is the point of that? And I'm going to read the statement on it. It is quite long. So, yeah, do tuck in. Everton have been deducted 2 points for another breach of the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. The penalty, which Everton say they will appeal, is related to a PSR breach for the season ending 2022-23 after the club was referred to an independent regulator in January. It was found that Toffees had breached PSR by 16.6 million above the 105 million allowable within a 3-year period. Everton have now dropped down one position to 16th in the Premier League and just 2 points above the relegation zone. In January 2024, Everton were charged by the Premier League for breaching the permitted profit and sustainability thresholds for the assessment period ending 2022 to 23. An Everton statement read, "The matter was referred to a Premier League commission, which has today announced Everton will receive an immediate 2-point deduction. While the club's position has been that no further sanction was appropriate, the club is pleased to see that the commission has given credit to the majority of the issues raised by the club, including the concept of double punishment, significant mitigating circumstances facing the club due to the war in Ukraine, and a high level of cooperation and early administration of the club's breach." The statement continued, "Everton remains committed to working collaboratively with the league on all matters relating to PSR, but is extremely concerned by the inconsistency of different commissions in respect to points deductions applied. The club would like to place on record its thanks to the Fan Advisory Board and the other groups for their submissions during the process, to all Evertonians and their ongoing patience and unstinting support. The club and its legal representatives have begun the preparations to appeal the Commission's decision. No further comment will be made at this time. The penalty is Everton's second of the campaign after they were hit with a 10-point deduction in November for exceeding the permitted losses by 19.5 million to 2021 to 22. They were charged again in January alongside Nottingham Forest, with Nuno Espirito Santos' team handed a 4-point deduction, which has since been appealed. So that's that on that. My thoughts on it. What is the point of appealing it? I said the same thing for Forest. You get them points back. You look, Nottingham Forest did get them points back. So obviously they got their appeal after the game against us. Their points after the game against us. And they drew against Palace, so they got 1 point back there, and then they got 3 against Fulham, last week. I don't see the point in it. And I think Everton have got a good chance to get 2 points in their next 2 games, if I'm going to be honest. They've got Chelsea away, who have been so inconsistent, shocking last night, absolutely shocking. And then they've got Forest at home, which I could see them getting a draw. They're at home. That game, ideally, us, we want a draw out of that game, if you're going to be honest. So I just don't really see the point in it. They're lucky they even got 2. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, in my opinion, how they can even appeal. Look at our situation many years ago. We had 30 and couldn't even appeal. It's just ridiculous for me. And for me, I'll say it how it is. For me, it shows that they're a bit feared that we could do something and end up staying up. If they're both so, beggy to appeal these points, it says a lot, in my opinion. Because going into it, everyone was writing us off, saying, "Oh, we'll go down straight like that, rock bottom, rare tear." And now they're all out here appealing nothing points. So tells me a lot personally. But Dad, what do you reckon about all this?
Yeah, it is because of that, just in case Luton do pull off the miracle and finish above them, and it comes down to them. If they get them points back, then it relegates us instead. It's clearly obvious that. But what was annoying about that was that the FA said that we've done well with this, and they recognised the fact that the war in Ukraine, and they took that into account and all that. Yeah, they took all that into account, which you're happy about. So they only gave you 2 points. Yeah, and you're still appealing it. All right. In my opinion, you can't. The first one, maybe, 10 points, possibly, whatever. Second time in the Premier League, I think it's happened. But I can't understand. But if you get charged again, or Forest, they should both not get them points back. As simple as that. Like, what's the point? As you said, because other clubs were, all right, if we go over a little bit, then, we'll only get this. And if we appeal, we'll get them back. It's a fucking waste of time then, isn't it? Especially if it's teams further up the Premier League. Say you're giving, like, for instance, let's say Tottenham or Chelsea, 10-point deduction. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to affect them majorly. especially them. Well, maybe Tottenham more, but Chelsea, they're mid-table at the moment. You know, they won't get into Europe, whatever. But at 2 points, I can just shit. But I've heard that they are keeping points deductions for next season. But they're going to do it in a certain way that if you do breach it, then the money will go down to the other Premier League clubs and things like that, which it should do. Not out here, not breaking no rules, doing everything by the book, and basically these teams are just appealing it, and we're basically getting punished for it. You know, so we'll lose shit anyway. No, not at all. Like, I'll tell you now, if we didn't have them many injuries and we've picked up a couple of the results where, you know, like Sheffield United, for instance, and maybe got a point at other teams we should have, we wouldn't even, we'll be doing all right. We'd be like where Palace are, Bournemouth are. So yeah, it's no point like going on. We all know what's going to happen. In my opinion, they shouldn't get their points back, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to. We've just got to do what we can do and just try and get more points than them regardless. Like, in fact, we've got to try and get more. We've got to anticipate that Forest will run 4 more points, like we've been doing all season. Bob Edwards in the team. That's the way you got to kind of do it. And then if you finish 4 points above flipping Forest, you know, the goal difference, like 5 points, then I don't know. You got to kind of anticipate that. You got to be beating Everton at home. 100%. And then it don't matter really if they get their points back. They've still got to win other games and that. I'm just fed up of it. I think it's a shambles. I think the whole Premier League, to be fair, although it is good to be in the top tier of football, it's fucked. It's not like it used to be. The VAR decisions are just a joke. You never know, like, whether to celebrate a goal or not. It's got to that. You're expecting it to be, you know, disallowed, or they find something. They look for things. They deliberately look into it way too much. They need to bring in an appeal system like you can in other sport, like tennis, for instance, challenge. You know, 1.5, you know, and then if you win it, you win it. You know, but even that, it's way too much. And it's just fucking annoying. That's one thing I won't miss if we do get relegated. You know, if the goal goes in, unless the linesman's there flagging it off, it's gonna count, mate. And yeah, you might get some dodgy decisions, but whatever. You know, it happens. That's what football, you know, happens in football. Happens in a lot of sports. So just get on with it. But yeah, it's just annoying. And all this crap about the Man City thing dragging on as well. You know, it don't affect us necessarily, but you know, they're obviously 150 in charge, they strongly deny it, obviously. But you know, what's their punishment going to be? You've got to set a precedent. Everyone's too scared. Sky TV is in cohorts with all this VAR and all that.
It's alleged to be 115, so it's got to be a serious punishment. Can't be no fines. Come on, man. It's Man City. Do you know what I mean? They've got money like that for days. If they get any fine, that's ridiculous. They should be seriously punished. If you know, if they all come to truth, they've got to be seriously punished.
I mean, Rangers got relegated to the lowest tier in Scottish football. Juventus got relegated to the lowest.
I was about to say Juventus as well. Yeah.
Cheat, other stuff as well, but still, with Man City, that's a bit harsh, relegating us to League Two. Not really with your resources. It should take you 5 years to get back up there. You should win the league. You know, you should. You've been cheating for 5 years. It was obvious they were doing it anyway, but people were just ignoring it. And to be honest, you know what? This Super League thing, do you know what? Have it. And all these so-called, you know, these stupid AFT fans and that. You go and play in your Bayern Munich, fucking Real Madrid and all that. Good luck going to a real football fan goes to these games. Yeah, well, good luck with that, flying it all across the fucking Europe. Do it, because it's like Gary Neville said as well. I saw him in one of his. If you keep it like that, and you team, you know, Luton, Ipswich. I know they've been up there before, but you know, it's happening by them sort of teams, Blackpool getting promoted into the Premier League. That's what the whole English football structure is about. And if you're trying to gatekeep it, which is exactly what they're fucking doing, Premier League would just be ruined. It's on that verge already. It's overpaid fuckers, mate, getting their hair cut every fucking 2 days, all that shit. And that's another reason why England ain't doing as well as they should be. They've got a mouse for a manager. Half these players, like, you don't see them proper fighting. You know, like you see at other clubs, like Luton are doing, for instance. You just don't see it.
That's true.
But yes, appeal fucking 2 points. And all it is just in case Luton get more than them. So that's all it is. It's not really going to affect their financial positions that much. They finish 16th instead of fucking 14th or 17th. Not really. And that's all it is. It's just in case thing. They shouldn't be able to. Everton definitely not. Because what are they going to reduce that to? 1? Or that's all right. Yeah, you can appeal. Like, why aren't the FA appealing and going, well, actually, we fucking give you more? You know, Nottingham Forest only got 4 because they cooperated, and then they got the cheat to appeal it as well. You wouldn't about to do that in a real life situation. If I broke the law of fraud or whatever, can I appeal my sentence because you know this, that, and the other? No, pisses me off. We've just got to just have the shambles of it. May the 24th is the latest thing, but it should be made before then.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
It's not fair.
Stupid. It's not fair on any. It's not fair on anyone. Like even though they've broke
us.
It's not fair on. It's not fair on us. It's not fair on them. Even though they have broken the law, I don't think it's fair on them either.
Yeah, but they're doing it. They're appealing. If they accept it.
Yeah, it's stupid.
They know what they're doing.
Fair on anyone.
They know what they're doing.
Just give them it now. Do you know what I mean?
So that's all it is. But us is the main team that's going to affect. If we stay up, technically, and then they go, no, actually, no, they've got more points. You don't know. We've said it before. What league are you planning for? The Championship, the fucking Premier League. You know, it's bollocks.
Yeah.
Directly affecting you. And what are you getting out of it? Nothing. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, let's go through comments. A lot of comments on it. Don't see the point of 2 but yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. I'm the same. It's funny you say that, Hanno. I actually changed my FPL last week to a front 3, and I do have Morris, so I put Morris in. So it was I'm glad I've done that.
Yeah,
in the end, got me 8 points. Got me more points as Isaac as my captain. So yeah, I'm on. But yeah, that's that. And then comments on this and just stuff in general. Steve says, good luck for the rest of the season, lads. I've been impressed by you guys. Yep, no, big up, mate. Big up. You know, obviously, good luck to you guys as well, except the game at the London Stadium. But yeah, no, it's one of them. You know, good luck in Europe this week. It's going to be a very difficult game. Obviously, Leverkusen haven't lost all season. I believe still as it stands. You know, I didn't look at their weekend game, but yeah, it's going to be a difficult game either way. So good luck. But I was saying it to my stepdad. My stepdad's a West Ham fan. I was saying the second leg, I think at London Stadium it could benefit you guys. You know, so we'll see. We'll see what goes on in that. Yeah, no, it's stupid. Like I say, you know, when the season finishes, like we say, it's absolutely stupid, Stephen, mate. It's stupid.
Why is that? It just stinks of corruption. Is that like, you know, if Luton don't get enough points, then I bet that decision won't be on the 25th of May. Do you know what I mean? It'll be before, because it don't matter. They'll go, yeah, you got it. We're going to stick with them. It's almost like that, isn't it? Luton stayed up, so yeah, it's fucking dodgy. It's why? Why is that? Why does it take that long?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
What's the reasoning for that? You know, they keep saying, "Oh, yeah, it's respected." But why? Anyone know?
No.
I don't remember that in the other league. I don't remember that in any other league. It's done early, mate. In fucking, you know, the championship, the other leagues, it gets done early. You might, some teams possibly appealed, but generally you can't even appeal in them leagues. Why? Why is it in this you can?
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Not having this, let's have sympathy for Everton when they got caught taking medicine, but 2 points. Yeah, exactly. It's like I said at the start of this, isn't it? 4 points. I thought that was bad enough, like you saying. It's just
Other teams will
ridiculous.
look at it, they'll go, "Okay, we'll just overspend a little bit."
Yeah,
Only 2 points
exactly.
off.
They're weak ass points. Let's just be honest. They're weak ass points. Do you know what I mean? It's just stupid. But yeah, no, it's absolutely stupid. But yeah, a lot of comments on this. Yeah, it makes final day of the Premier League season invalid. TV companies and radio companies.
You don't know. I mean, might know already. You know, if we lose to like Brentford and that, and they pull, you know, then you know, but I've just got a feeling because of all this, it is going to come down to that and get fucked over again.
Yeah, it's one way to put it, Chris. It's like someone seeing it punch old granny, getting arrested, taking medicine, doing time. Lepers don't change their spots. It's a farce.
Well, I've heard they've made an 85 million loss this season. Tottenham made an 80 million loss. Like they're fucking close to it for the next cycle. Do you know what I mean? Leicester are probably going to get some as well.
Yeah, if they go up, which they should do. You know, might not win the league anymore. I can't believe they bottled that, but there we go. What's the point of these points? Yeah, exactly. No pun. Yeah, no, but it's true. It's just stupid.
Shouldn't be able to appeal bottom line. That's it.
They're nothing points. Like I say, for me, I'll be real. As much as I don't want it to happen, Everton will probably, well, in the Forest game because you don't want any of them to win, but they'll probably get them 2 points back in the next 2 games because you can't rely on Chelsea this year. They're crap. And that, no, I'm going to be real. Yes, they beat us, but that's what annoys me. They beat us, but they drew to Sheffield United and Burnley. Come on, man. They're not good. They're so inconsistent. Come on, man. So, yeah, only referring to that earlier, the VAR, and that only goals you can celebrate as bloody penalties.
And that, mate, we had that, didn't we? We fucking took it, and then it was like,
yeah, we had to take it again against Newcastle away. Yeah, Morris.
It was the right decision, but even that, you know, they're looking out. Oh no, someone put their toe in the box before it took them. Shit, they're just looking for anything. It's all this power, fucking trips that people go on. And you can hear them in there talking and that, and the way they're just. Will sound like fucking fresh out of university, mate. Pisses me off. No offense to anyone that, you know, but
yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. We all know it won't be. It'll just be a slap on the wrist, essentially. Yeah, no, it's stupid, mate. Stupid. It'll probably be a fine for Man City. Like, that's going to affect them. It's bizarre. Yeah, no, 100%, mate. 100%. You know, City, mate. Yeah, again, you know,
ran by TV, mate. You know, it's ran by them. I'm telling you now.
Oh yeah. 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 No, again, that's true. True again from Chris there. Yeah. No. Yeah. I know it just gets even worse. Just gets even worse. But there you go. That's one way to sum it up. That's one way to sum it up. Yeah. And again, that's nothing to, you know, what if we did go down? You know, City won the league. It's just bizarre. And, you know, you're referring to the last day of the sea. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Oh, dear. Yeah, probably. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised, to be quite honest with you. Because we know they both have the money like that. But, yeah, that is that on that. But, yeah, overall, I just think it's stupid that they're going to, you know, appeal it. It's the point. You'll probably get them 2 points back. Do you know what I mean? In your next 2 games. And then last thing, Kenny said earlier, and I have had a look at their fixtures. And I did say at the start of the season, people. Now, it is a dark horse. You know, they're still not in the conversation now. But you never know, man. You never know. I've had a look at their games. I've actually had a look at their games, right? So they've got Liverpool away this Sunday. Then they got West Ham at home. I mean, that ain't London derby. Interesting. Then they got Newcastle at home. That's a difficult game. Newcastle, I know they're not overly great away, throughout the season as a whole, but again, that's another one. Fulham, again, away, that's Fulham away, by the way. Fulham, majority of the season at home have been good. Then they got Man United. I mean, depends what United turn up, Could see them probably getting a result out of that draw, probably, maybe. Wolves away. I mean, depends how Wolves are doing then. And then they got Villa, last game of the season. So they have got a lot of difficult games when I think about it. I mean, overall, I don't think they will, but they have got difficult games,
I think next season they're down.
Yeah. And I do believe if they did keep Roy Hodgson a little bit longer, then they probably would have been in the mud. And that's no disrespect to him. It's just, obviously the age, getting on quite a bit. Sometimes you just got to move on from that. So, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, if Brentford are in the conversation, then for me, they have to be, at least in it for me. You even look at their results against the teams that are, in them lower positions and stuff. They didn't beat us this year. Can't remember how they've done against Sheffield United and that, but I don't think they won, as convincing as you'd have thought. So, yeah, it's all interesting. It's all interesting. Obviously, their attacking players are out, quite a few of them as well. So it's interesting with them, but we shall see. But yeah, Dad, any final things you'd like to say about anything?
Just get this week, move this Man City game out of the way and get on to the next important cup final.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. And yeah, do obviously subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Smash a like on the stream. A few new subscribers over the last couple of days on this channel and the extra channel, so big up. Do appreciate that. We did hit over 900 followers on TikTok as well. That's always nice. Get there, you know what I mean? Let's try and get to 1,000 there. Like I say, end of the season might be a bit of a push, but let's try and get to 2,000 on there. That'd be pretty sick. And yeah, follow me across all my socials if you're not already. Obviously, links to all of them are in the description. And yeah, as for content, nothing now until the next Hatter Show. There'll be stuff on the extra channel over the next few days regarding, our thoughts on Everton's points and stuff like that. Players, talk about players, stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, and obviously I'll go out on TikTok and all that as well. And yeah, like I say, Friday we'll be back again with the next Hatter Show. Hopefully, have a few more players back. Sorry, probably feels like new signings and stuff like that. At time, if some of them are back, and hopefully we'll have Big Steve on that again. That'll be good. Third time this season. And yeah, I know he's gone to Madrid at the moment, so I'll ask him when he's back. So yeah, obviously City are away. Of course, he's gone to that. Goes to every game. So yeah, we'll have that, and then I don't know if we'll do a vlog from home. I'm not gonna lie, because it could just be peak. We've got to be honest. So yeah, but obviously we'll do a preview and a reaction to it either way. And then yeah, like you say, Dad, that next game against Brentford is huge. We need to get a result out of that, in my opinion. Definitely, show that home form. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. And like I say, smash a like, subscribe, follow me across all my socials. And yeah, until Friday, we will see you lot in a bit. So yeah, take care and peace.